Alejandro Iñárritu's 2014 film Birdman explored so many themes over its 2-hour runtime, but it was really its exploration of ego and the search for purpose and validation that stayed with me. Edited together from 8 shots to be one take, the cinematography throughout the film not only heightens the surrealism of the plot, but really brought the larger questions the film asks about humanity to life in a way traditional shooting and editing could not have. At its heart, Birdman asks questions about what authenticity and art truly is. Brigand's ego and search for validation is truly what captivated me when I watched it. It was something that I could deeply relate to. We've all struggled with how we view ourselves and what kind of value we place on ourselves and those around us. It's a part of who we are in this age. With the opportunities most of us find ourselves amongst, we struggle to find our direction and our purpose. We've become too focused on the validation we naturally desire, and instead lose sight of what's important around us. Birdman shows how little others' approval really matters in the grand scheme of life. The burden of ego consumes Birdman's protagonist Brigand, a washed-up actor at the end of his career, trying to direct, adapt, and star in a theatre piece that he sees as the salvation for his lack of relevance. His personal and professional relationships crumbling around him, Brigand's ego is characterised in the film as his biggest achievement, Birdman. A deeply narcissistic self-portrait of Brigand, Birdman follows him around unrelentingly, like the camera as he navigates through the final days leading up to his show's debut. What Brigand is attempting is a monumental task, but it's not about the task for director Iñárritu, it's about why Brigand is destroying himself to accomplish it. Iñárritu is asking why we find ourselves in these desperate positions throughout our life, why we place ourselves in positions of alienation, and why we choose to pursue validation over the beauty that is everyday existence. We live in a world where, as Brigand's daughter Sam points out, a humiliating experience like running around in your underwear in Times Square is power, because people will watch it and people will talk about it. A world where publicity is valuable, even if it's humiliating, because you're not no one, you're someone. Iñárritu isn't offering answers in Birdman. He's offering a narrative that seeks to probe people to reflect on themselves and truly think about what motivates them. Because I think if people are really honest with themselves, they can probably relate to Birdman. They can relate to the idea of doing something off of the basis that will improve how others see them. All of Brigand's destructive personality traits boil down to his narcissism and self-inflated view of his quest for true art. Meeting him already with failing and failed relationships with both his daughter and ex-wife, Brigand pushes away all other characters in the film. He dismisses their concerns for his artistic pursuit, which truly, at its heart, comes down to wanting fame and influence. He doesn't feel when his girlfriend might be pregnant. He doesn't care that his daughter might relapse. He cares for how it might affect his public image. He walks away when a co-worker is nearly fatally injured and is almost excited that he might have been the cause, as he didn't want him in his show. Brigand embodies so many of the negative traits that we try to avoid in our daily lives. But what happens when society encourages our egos, that we can't recognise how badly our desire for others' validation is killing us? More and more people have been seeking self-help practices. In 2019, the US market report stated that the self-help industry was worth $11 billion. Society is becoming harder and harder for those who don't have a drive. People are being sold false ideas of purpose in order to exploit their natural desire for validation. Like Brigand, we are all looking to be something bigger than ourselves at times in our lives. Our now inbuilt obsession with celebrity culture is pushing us towards deep feelings of failure and regret. When we inevitably don't achieve what the very few have from means we never owned in the first place.
Ed! Hey, no, don't do that!
Iñárritu beautifully distills this idea through the medium of film. He presents a dichotomy between cinema and theatre within Birdman to ask if one is objectively more artistic than the other. Through the characters that inhabit Birdman, he explores the burden of ego that people endure in their mission for validation. The critic and Mike's view of theatre's inherent superiority is just more egotism thinly veiled in a sense of self-importance for choosing the right art form. The characters of the film are so consumed by their desire to create true art that they're completely oblivious to the narcissism that accompanies it. The critic literally sustains a life by validating other people's work, while Mike is so intoxicated with others' views of him that he can only get sexually aroused by the presence of an audience. Birdman beautifully devalues art in a way I've never seen done before. It completely captures the sense of pretentiousness that accompanies people's quests into artistic expression, and truly questions the motivation for art. The cinematography is mesmerizing and reminds me of Sukharov's Russian Ark, a film that uses theatrical long takes like Birdman to show the protagonist's stream of consciousness, where he asks, could all this be theatre? This idea roots itself in Birdman, with the lighting, staging and composition of shots all serving the purpose of imitating theatre. The sense of imitation is important and crucial. Riggins' mirror houses a quote, "A thing is a thing, not what is said of that thing." With social media and a growing sense of public image, we all find it difficult to not sustain a way of thinking that promotes self-critique based on other people. We desperately try to stop, but we can't help but compare ourselves to others and feel miserable. Our desire to be more than we are in the eyes of others can drive us towards paths that damage both our mental and physical health. The burden of ego is something that pushes humans into searching for purpose, narcissistic purpose that drives us towards reaching goals we place value on because others view it as valuable. Birdman's ending shows us that our time on this earth isn't about what we achieve in the eyes of others. Life is truly about sharing intimate moments with people we love and appreciating the beautiful world around us. The hospital Riggin finds himself in, this place of healing, high in the heavens of the New York skyline, sustains the essence of the film. It's there in that hospital that Riggin shares an intimate moment with his estranged daughter, takes his metaphorical mask off, and achieves peace and appreciation for the world around him. Only when Riggin achieves relevance, importance, and artistic value again, does he realize that it was all for nothing, that one intimate moment with his lost daughter is more valuable than any of that he really can fly free of his ego and truly be himself.